Hey, I'm Rick Meehan, and welcome to HM1. Let me take you on a tour. HM1 was brought into service in 2015. Since then, HM1 has been our primary hazardous materials response vehicle to deal with all hazardous material incidents in Harris County. Inside HM1, we have a lot of different equipment that we use to solve all kinds of problems when it comes to hazardous materials, emergencies, or fires. But I'm going to go over some of the stuff we have on this truck. Different compartments have different organization. Here we got cleaning supplies and some tapes and random things that we use to stay organized. Inside this compartment is where we keep our extra air masks. Since in hazardous materials environments, we have to breathe air from air tanks. So these are the masks that we put on our face with them, and they have different cartridges in case we need them if we're going to use an air pack. Inside this compartment right here is all of our office supplies. This side of the truck, we have a lot of different hazardous materials mitigation supplies. Specifically over here we have our rail gauging kit, which we use to determine the pressure, volume, and temperature of a rail car, assuming one was involved in a derailment or there was some other kind of problem with a rail car. Here in this compartment we have overpack drums and booms. So let's say somebody was to spill oil into a ditch, we have the ability to put some boom down to collect those things. So in these compartments here, we start to collect a lot of our personal protective equipment, such as traffic safety vests, hard hats, knee pads. We have gloves. We have a lot of different style of gloves because different chemicals have different chemical compatibility with gloves. And underneath this area, we have a built-in toolbox. We're pretty proud of our toolbox. We have a lot of different things to look at. We have our weather station. We mount a weather station on the back of the truck, so this way we can have accurate weather information for the incident. We want to know what the weather is right there, so we have a really fancy weather station. Also, we have electrical, we call it a hot stick. It's designed to tell us if there's a charged or energized electrical circuits. A remote inspection camera, laser temperature gun, binoculars, a rangefinder, and a fluke meter, which we use for checking electrical connections. As we move a little bit further down the truck, we have a lot of other random miscellaneous supplies on the top. This is our pipe kit. Our pipe kit has a lot of different valves and pipes inside it that we use to connect to a pipe that is possibly leaking, so where we can in turn around and block it in with a block and bleed assembly. Down here on this shelf we have all of our confined space rescue equipment. On this side of the truck is where we carry our air packs. We have to wear air packs in hazardous environments so that way we can breathe. These are what the air packs look like. And they go onto our back, and we have shoulder harnesses. And we're able to breathe in those environments through these regulators to connect to our mask. We have a lot of different meters and instruments that we use to detect a lot of different kind of hazardous materials. One of the things that we are designed and set up to be able to identify is radioactive materials. In these two compartments right here, we have several different radiological detection kits. And this kit right here is a Ludlum 2241 kit. It's designed to just give us a very basic yes or no whether or not a radioactive substance is present. We also have radioactive detection equipment, which is designed to give us a radionucleotide isotope identification. And we have several devices which are actually able to tell us what the radioactive substance is. In this crate right here, we carry what we call the Radioactive. And the Radioactive is a Raman spectrometer which shoots a laser through the top of it, and that laser can go through unknown substances and tell us what they are. And right behind it, we carry what is called the MX908. The MX908 is another device which is able to sample substances in very, very minute quantities. So I can take a trace sample of that and determine what it is. On the top shelf here, we have a lot of extra equipment. One of them is the area arrays. The area array is a large meter that can be placed around an environment that has a hazmat release in it and radio back to the truck to tell us what the chemical is. Our grab sample kit is loaded with different equipment that we use to collect hazardous materials and bring them to the truck so we can sample them on all of our instrumentation we have back there. We try to keep everything in this kit sterile, so that way there's no chance that we can have any cross-contamination between chemicals on one incident from chemicals on another incident. Alright, since we got this out of the way, let me show you some of the other stuff we have up here. We have 4 different gas detectors which are designed to detect a multitude of different kinds of gases. We have them set up for all different kind of gases, and we can change the sensors inside them whenever it's necessary for us. When we go to an incident, we have the right kind of gas we're detecting for. Also right here is our thermal imaging camera. This camera is designed to see through smoke and chemicals, so it's pretty neat.
Hello, I'm Sean Williams with the Harris County Fire Marshal's Office, Hazmat Division. Today we're going to go over HM1, aka Big Blue, the front half of the command zone. So, large-scale incidents, we can use this truck and have everybody come in here and work together simultaneously as an IC. We can have different law enforcement agencies, dispatchers can come in here and we can hook up in here and then keep down radio traffic. The law enforcement agencies can hook in their computers and type whatever's going on and send it straight to their SO units, the precinct 4 deputies, the troopers out on scene in their CAD units. And then we can also have someone here talking directly to our dispatchers. So previously, Lieutenant Meehan went over the back half of the truck, which is all of our equipment, our meters, and our work zone type stuff. The only part of the command area that has our work stuff is all of our level A suits, B suits, our splash suits, and our boots. We keep them up here just because they're out of the way, but it's time to work. When slide outs come out, we can come over here, get what we need, and then leave the command zone alone. So we have our beta boots, which goes over our suits if we have to wear level B, level A, and then we have our rubber boots for the splash suits, lower level B, lower C and D, and then on all our level A's, just get hydrostat tested for the air compression, make sure there's no leaks. This compartment we have some of our hand tools, dome clamps for gasoline tanker trucks that roll over, maybe be able to use on a diesel tank. We have shovels to dig holes or get dirt if we need to for damming and diking purposes. If the fluid goes into a ditch, we got to prevent it from going into a drain or going to other ditches, so we'll take it, we'll use the shovels to dam, get extra dirt if we have to. Cones for safety precautions we'll put out. When we put the slides out, we'll put the cones out. Cars don't hit it, cars can see it better. When we put the doors out, we know how far to the doors to keep people away from them. This slide out, broom heads, small gas clamp, handheld gas clamp, hose clamp, broom handles in the back for the brooms, gloves for keep our hands covered when we're dealing with chemicals. About a 100-foot board reel, so we have power on team. If the truck doesn't go far, we need lights. And our scene lights right here, portable scene lights. 8 5-gallon buckets of absorbent clay. We can kind of spread that on the ground if there's hydraulic oil, gasoline, diesel, and we kind kind of start soaking it up before the cleanup crew gets there. Fire department usually has some on the ground, and we can assist them with using ours. We have 2 coolers. One's got water and Gatorade in it. The other's got cool, like hard ice packs for our vest when it's 100 degrees out in temperatures. We gotta put the level A suits. Last compartment on the passenger side has our robot. We use it for safety precautions, going downrange. We don't know what the chemical is, or we don't have any idea what's going on. Maybe it's in a U-Haul truck. We can't see it, we can't get access to it. We'll deploy the robot and let it be us. It's got a camera on it, it's got speakers on it, and we can control it from a tough book computer here at the truck and send it downrange for safety reasons. We're on the driver's side. The compartment over here has our decon stuff and our product transfer equipment that we need. Different tools to help use for product transfer and drums. It's 5-gallon drums or bigger. Different spray nozzles for the garden hose, kind of like shower heads when we're deconning. The person that's doing the washing away from the person that's being deconned and it's contaminated, we can read. The purpose of decon is you have chemicals on you and we can't transfer you to a hospital or to a safe environment. We got to get the chemical off you to be able to get you to where you need to be without taking the product from the hazard area into the cold zone. In hazmat, you have the hot zone, which is where the chemical has been released and we need to work. Warm zones where we do the in and out of the hot zone and decon and cleaning of patients and personnel. Cold zone, there's no chemicals whatsoever. Now we made it to the cab of Big Blue. Everybody that gets hired on to be part of the hazmat team is required to get their level B to drive this truck. It's set up typically like any fire truck. We have our emergency operation lights, we have our siren, we have our radios on that side, our fuel load, load manager, perimeter lights, slide outs, and wheel lock generator right here within the driver. That way the officer can only focus on mapping and radio traffic. The only thing that we carry in the cab that's not really emergency operations is 2 skid units. So if we have to bring patients out, we have that operation, that function to bring them out on the skid unit. Appreciate you joining us today to go over the tour with me and Lieutenant Meehan of the back, the command zone, the work zone, and now the cab and every compartment on the outside. Do appreciate it. Y'all have a great day.